Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today I'll be taking through the expense management. I don't see this many videos available, so I thought let me make one. So yeah, let's get started. So this is basically the overview of expense management. I'll be taking you through what is available in D365 for expense management. How do we configure and how does that work in the system? So basically, the expense management module it is used to track the employees' expenses, reimbursement, and those kind of things. So the first thing required by the organization to use this module is the payment method. Basically, what is the payment method that the company is ready to pay to the employee? It can be credit card payment, it can be cash payment. Generally, this will be the two method used. Credit card, because every employee will have a credit card, so the company has to pay the credit card bills. And sometimes if there's any personal usage or something like that, you want to pay cash payment, so it will be cash payment. So that's the payment method. Your expense categories, what expense category the company allows, what is the policies for your expense management, how do we set up that, I'll be taking through that. Then you have mobile workspace. This is an additional feature. The company may or may not use it, but it's a very good feature for the employees. They can do all the tasks in the mobile workspace itself, so they don't need to spend amount, get the bill, collect and come back to company and provide. They can right there just take a snap of it, use your mobile and submit it. So that's an additional feature in D365. Then we have workflows for expense management. Basically, an employee submits for approval and manager approves. So those kind of setup is managed through workflow. That is one. Then your expense delegation. So let's say an employee, because as an expenses to submit, but he or she is on leave or has some other important work to do and wants to delegate that to another employee. So this option can be used. This is again an additional feature, an optional feature, but it's a very good feature for the employees. Then you have import and maintain credit card transaction, an important feature where you can directly import all the credit card transaction of all the employees and the company can directly pay to the credit card. Next, distribution on an expense report. Let's say an employee incurred an expenses on two different departments and submits one expense report. So they can basically distribute to both the departments based on the percentage to each departments. That's another option. Then you have post and expense report, and this was personal expense. Well, I said use your company credit card for some personal expenses, so you can mark that expense report as a personal expense report. Then we have the reports. This is for the manager management level. Basically, you have all kinds of reports, like what is the expense report. You have approved expense report. When employee have marked it as an expense, you can see personal expense report. Each employee wise, if you want to see the report, so there are various reports available which I'll be taking through. So let's get started. How do we configure this in a system, right? So I'll go to my D365. I picked up an example company here. So let's go to modules, expense management. So the first setup which you see here is the payment method. So go to your expense management setup and go to payment method. If you see here, I've already configured the payment methods, but I'll again be showing how do we do that. Why it's taking so much of time? So as I told, two payment methods generally used. One is your credit card payment and one is your cash payment. So an important thing to notice here, if it's a cash payment, the offset account type will be workout because you are paying the cash to employee. So you can keep your offset type as employee and you don't need to set offset account, so you can pay to all the employees. But if you select your offset account type as vendor, then you got to select the vendor to whom the company is paying. For example, let's say Citibank is the credit card distributor to the company. So all the employee as a Citi card credit card. So you can set up Citibank as of your vendor, and all the payment will be made directly to the Citibank credit card and not to the employees. So this is an important feature that you need to be aware of. So let's just how do you do? So you click on new. Let's say you want to do cash payment. You give cash payment. expense owner, so you can see your employee or company, generates company, your offset account type, see your worker, ledger, bank and vendor. For cash, generally it will be your worker, so you don't need your offset account because you don't know which employee you're paying, so you can keep this as blank, save. So this is an important thing. The second thing is your credit card payment. Let's say CC, I'm just giving that credit card offset account, as I told, vendor. So you should create a vendor for your credit card. So I have created a vendor called company credit card. So this is my vendor, company credit card, and offset account is automatically picked, save. So all my credit card transactions will be paid to this vendor, and I hope you guys know how to create vendors, so that's not a problem. I'll just show you what I've done is while going to the click. Yeah, so this is my vendor. Well, as you see, name I have given as company credit card, and I've created different vendor group for company credit card, and I've assigned this vendor to that particular group. So you can see that details also here. So the group I have created for vendor is a credit card transaction. So all your credit card transactions will be under this group, and I just have created one vendor. If you want, you can create multiple vendors and assign to that group and use all your credit card transactions. So this is how we create payment method for your expense management module. So the second thing is expense categories and shade categories. So basically there are few predefined expense category in the system which you can use. Meanwhile, if you want to create a new one, you can always go and create a new one, but mostly all the default available would be more than sufficient to use for the organizations. So let's do that setup. Let's go to expense management module. Let's go to setup and expense categories. So if you can click on expense category, you can see all the available categories here. Yeah, so this is where we create new categories. And so I have created example hotel and mileage. Let's take another flight. So click on new. You can see all the expense categories that's defaultly available. So if you want to create anything new, then right click, view details, and you can create new here. But these are all defaultly available, and that's more than sufficient to use for the organization. So let's say flight. So I'm clicking flight, category name. So while creating the category, this is a default to yes. So this is basically for the project accounting. So once this is set to yes, you have to assign a category group for project. This is mainly for project and accounting purpose. So since I have not created anything related to project, just right click details. These are the category that I am creating for the project accounting. So click on new, flight, transaction type is my expense type. So you can save. So if you create cost account will be your main account. You can assign this if you're using a project accounting, otherwise you can leave it blank, that's not a problem. So close. Since this is a default category, mandatory I have created one. So flight, transaction type, you can leave that part. Cost accounts. So this is where you will assign main accounts for all the flight related expenses. So just right click. I have not created any main account, so I'm creating a main account for flight expense. So what is my expense? Since I have created everything, yeah. So you see here hotel expense, mileage. So I'm creating for flight expense. So all flight expense will be in this particular main account. Flight expense, it's my expense account, so I'm keeping it to expense. Save 10067. So this is where we assign main accounts to your flight. So this is the cost account. Revenue account, if you have any income, since this is my expense, nothing is required there. Now coming to the expense form, default payment method. Remember, we created two payment method upfront, whether it's cash or credit card. So you have to select one which is a default. Itemization mandatory. So itemization is basically, let's say you have a flight expense. If you want to segregate, what is the insurance cost, what is the actual flight cost, So if you select this as a yes, those itemizations are mandatory. You can always keep it to no. It depends upon the organization usage basically. So again here we assign main account that we created. So import only. If you want to use this only for credit card transaction, then you can click this, or if you want to post even the expenses, then you can keep this as no. So save. Once you save, you can see all the available payment methods and what is the default payment method and the subcategories. So the important thing here is, once you give a main account to this, initially you will get an option asking whether main account should be the same for all your subcategories account. If you click on yes, then all your subcategory, as I told, for itemization, like flight can be itemized into total airline fee, airline tax, others. So for all, the main account would remain the same. It's advised to keep the same main account for all the subcategory expenses. So click on save. So this is how we create expense category. So once the expense category, the next thing, I'm just going, yeah. So policies. This is not a mandatory setup, but if your organization wants to use a policies, you can always go ahead and set up. So I'll give an example of what is the policy purpose. Let's say you have a hotel expenses and you want to set hotel expense maximum of a hotel rent should be 15,000. That's a company policy. So you can set up that. Now you can set up the telling, so you can spend 15,000 as a max for hotel rent, and if you're crossing that, you can have a setup telling where so there can be an exception for all the policy setup, right? So we can have that the employees, if they're crossing the limit, they can give a justification and still submit the report, and the managers, if they're okay with the justification, can approve or reject depending upon that. So once you select a policy, there's an exception also for the policy. So let's set up a policy for the company. So let's go to expense management, setup policies. Where is that? Yeah, policy setup, expense report. So what are the policies available? So this is where we set up all the policies. As I told, what's your maximum fare? You have multiple policy option to set up. So let's say for airline fare, so the maximum airline fare is 25,000. This is one of the company policy. So I'll show how do we set up this. So click on name, airline fare. So give a description. I've already written maximum airline fare is 25,000. So this is the companies. What the companies for which this policy is set up. For my company, if you see, it's JGI, which is not there. So let me go and select the company. Add. So now this policy is applicable to this company as well, which is mine. So if you come here, policy rule type, click on airline, and you can see if it's not created, you click on new. You can give the effective date, you can give the expiration date. Click on here. So this is where we set up the policy rules. Once you click on this, so this is where we set up the values or your policy rules. So your effective date, expiration date, get values from the following legal entities. So select your legal entity. Now here, whether you want, so you can see here multiple option is available for setting up the policy. In my case, I'm clicking on transaction amount is equal to or greater than, okay, value. I'll give 25,000. So the maximum amount available for me is 25,000. So any transaction amount value of greater than 25,000, what should be the action? This is nothing but currency. INR. INR is the currency. So when this is the condition, what should the system do? Here if you see, there are multiple options. We allow users to submit and approve but display warning message. So this is only warning message, or it will allow users to submit or approve and display error message. Either you can set it to warning or you can set it to error, or if you want some exception, it's good to use this option where it will show an error upfront, and once you enter a justification, you can go ahead and submit the report. It's for both the approver and for the employee. So this is always the recommended option to use. And you can give the text, whatever the warning message you want, that is where you give the text. So I have given amount exceeds the maximum amount not allowed. Click on OK. So this is how we set up a policy. I'll just show how this works. So I'll click on my expense report. Do not hold employment career documents. Okay, so I'll just since I have not created my employee in that's error, that you guys don't need to worry. So just click on new expense report. I'll just show how that works. Purpose, you can give anything, test. Click on OK. I'll show how to create new expense report at the later stage, but this is just to show how the policy works. So click on the transaction date. Expense category, we created flight, so select that. Transaction amount, I'll give 26,000. Change view, I'm changing this to grid, it will be helpful for me. Grid or group by okay, that's fine. So I collected. Now if you can see the warning message, this is an error message rather, sorry. Amount exceeds the maximum amount allowed. So you cannot submit until you give a justification. So click on this. So you enter here. If you see here, I'm an employee submitting, but I got an error message telling maximum amount allowed is 25 and the amount is 26. So I'll give it justification. Due to COVID, prices are increased. Prices are increased. I'm just using COVID as a reason for everything. Okay, so click on save. Now you see there's no warning or error message. So once you fill the justification, you can go ahead and submit the report. So I'll show how what are these details and all. This is just a comment. Approval request. Click on submit. So this is how the policy works. Like initially it will throw an error. If you're crossing the policy, it will throw an error, and once you give a justification, you can submit the expense report. So I will show how do you create the expense report and all at the later stage, but this is just to show how the policy works. So moving on, the next thing is mobile workspace. So there is pre-technical requirement for this mobile workspace, so you can check with your developer whether those requirements is met. If that option is there, all you have to do is just download an app in your mobile, link the URL of D365, and everything works as it works in the D365. So there's nothing much in mobile workspace to configure. You just need to ask your technical resource how whether all the required is there, and if it's there, you can just go ahead and do the mobile workspace setup. So the next thing is workflow setup for expense management. So this again, this is like a normal workflow setup. You just open the workflow. You tell, okay, this is the user and this is the manager for the user. Once this user submit for the expense, this manager approves. And based on the organization requirement, if you want one level approval or two level approval, it depends upon the organization. You can do all those setup in the workflow. This is normal workflow setup, and I have made a separate video for workflow setup. You can refer there. I'm not going into workflow in this case. So the next thing is manage expense delegation. As I told, this an employee, if he or she is on leave or any other or busy with any other important work, can use this option. So I'll just show how that works. So go to expense management. If you crawl to setup, delegates. So here you can set up a delegate. So click on new employee, select your employee details. So I have created employee as a workflow name. So I'm selecting this is the employee. Select delegate to, just click on the name of the employee to whom you wants to delegate. So click on that, start date and end date. So let's say start date till tomorrow. I don't want him to do after that, so just click on save. And now Durga can open all my expense report and submit on behalf of me. So this is a benefit or helpful feature for the employees to submit the reports on time. Yeah, so moving on, the next part is import and maintain credit card transactions. Again, I will show this in a separate video because that's again technical requirement, so we'll come back to that. Now, distribution on an expense report. So once the expense I'll show how do you create an expense report. Once that is done, I'll show how we can distribute. So let's go here. Let's say an employee wants to create an expense. Now all the basic setup is done. Okay, so let's go to expense module. Let's say I'm an employee. I want to create a new expense report. Click on expense management. So click on, so I'll show the complete flow of this expense report. Okay, so click on new expense report, give the purpose, let's say client visit 1. So this is location, it's just an option. Click on OK. Now how an employee can create, first thing is to select the expense category. So you know what are the expense category you have included. Let's say hotel, or I'll start with flight. I gave flight as an expense. Select okay, transaction date. Let's say I traveled on 6th. Okay, so what is the merchant? If you want, you can create a default merchants and you can select payment method, transaction amount. I'll say 15,000 is my flight charges. You can add additional comments here if you want, and here you will attach a receipt. Save, and you can see here attach existing receipts. So click on receipts. If there's any existing receipts, it will show. If there's no existing receipts, then you have to create a new existing receipt and add here. So this is for the receipts. If there's no existing receipts, click on receipts. You can add, or you can go to itemization. If this is a mandatory option, then you have to do. If this is not a mandatory, you can leave. So my transaction date is 8th August or 6th August, so I'm keeping that. There's no itemization. Let's say I have traveled. Now I want to add one more expense to the same report. Let's say hotel charges. So I stayed in a hotel on, let's say I traveled on 6th, and 7th I was in a hotel, 7th, 8th hotel. So you give transaction amount as 15,000. Now I'll go to itemization. Let's say I was on 7th, I was in a hotel. I'll add a category here, subcategories, that is room rate, daily room rate. Let's say 6,000 is the room rate, and on the same day, click on this, room rate 6,000. Okay, and one more category, and that category is, let's say my room service 1,500. So this is for day 1. Now once you save this, you can see here we have itemized for 13,500. 1,500 is itemized. There is remaining of 13,500. It's still remaining. Why the daily rate is not taken into consideration? Yes. So I have removed the hotel expenses completely. If you want, you can add that. Save. So my flight charges has been shown. That's how the itemization done basically. So I just removed it. Or let's say you want to add one more expense category. Now that could be your fuel charges or mileage. I've just created this. You can add and submit. Remove is basically you're removing that particular thing. Submit. So an employee submits request for approval. So employee submits the expense report. Now you can still see it's in draft. If you go to expense report, you can see in review. This is the expense report that's still in review, which is submitted here. Now as an employer, now let's say I am the employee submitted. Now I am the employer, so expense report assigned to me. So the managers should go here to see the expense report that's assigned. If you see here, so this is one of the expense report that's assigned. There's one more coming. So client visit, this is the one that I just created. So as a manager, you click on this and you see what is the expense submitted, what is the expenses that submitted by the employee. You can see the transaction. You can basically review everything, and if you're satisfied with it, you can just approve or reject, or you can distribute amount right here. If you think, okay, this expenses should belong to two department, distribute amount, and you can distribute, or just approve. Let's say manager gives his comment, approve. So this is approved. Once this saves, it takes time to move. All expense reports you can see here. These are the reports. So if you can come to client, this is the one I reported. You can see the status. It will take time to load, so just wait for that. It's still loading, but you can see the approval status. You can see what is the total expense amount, when it is created, and who is the employee that has created. So you can see all those details here in all expense reports. Do you have approved expense reports as such? So you can see client visit. This is the approved expense report. Once the report is submitted, once the manager approves the report, you can go and click on post. So this will post an invoice entry. What is this error? Okay, I don't know why I created a project. So click on post expenses, and you can see your expense report is posted. So once the expense report is posted, the finance team, what they have to do, go to accounts payable, all vendors. If you remember, I created a vendor for all the credit card payment. The vendor is my credit card. So you can see, select this and go to transactions. Okay, why it's transaction log? Just a second. I'm not getting the transaction option here. Oh, it's vendor. So you can click on transactions. You can see there will be a transaction that's created here for 15,000. Okay, just a minute. I forgot to pick the expense report listing details. So go here, processed for payment. You can see once it is invoiced, you can see the invoice number. So once the posted, the system automatically creates invoice number. So just select this. I will go to duplicate. It's loading. Yeah, so now click on this. Now you can see accounts payable, open vendor invoices, vendor account, posting date, or will filter through posting date. Let me select newest to oldest. So 15th, company credit card. So where is the TM? So if you see, this is the invoice number and this is the invoice number. So this is the transaction that you can see here. So it's in the open invoice. So what the company can directly do now is, if you see there are many open transaction for this. Let's say this is the one that you want to pay now. You create a payment journal, vendor pay, lines, it's loading. So generally for a credit card transaction, it's not that you will pay for individual transactions. So what we do is, at the month end, we can create a payment proposal. So basically all your open transaction for that particular month, you can pay at once. So it can be during the 15th of the month or end of the month, depending upon your organization. you can use this payment proposal and extract all those transactions which are open and make a payment at once and settle those transactions. So in this case, I'm just for an example purpose, I've created one, so I'll be picking that and for a demo purpose. So my company or my vendor is selected, save. I we can even settle those transactions. So let's go for settle transaction. You can see the open transaction right here, 15,000. So mark fully settled. Fully settled not when the real payment is okay. I have not entered any amount, so it's 15,000. Okay. Basically, I have not given any amount here. See, you see debit, ledger, offset account, bank, or let's select bank. It will be easy. Save. Now you can just settle transaction. I guess this is fully settled. Okay. So now post. So once the payment is done, so this is your normal AP process, where there's an open vendor invoice, you post along with settling the transaction. So the transaction will get settled. It's taking some time. Yeah, operation completed. Now you go to your all vendors. Yeah, select your vendor here, click on transactions. So you can see both the transactions here. Okay, is it 15th? Date. Newest to oldest. I guess it settled on 15th August. Or what you can do is click on invoice. My invoice number. So this is the invoice which was open, which I just settled. So select this, view settlements, click on that. So you can see here. So this is your vendor invoice and this is the payment entry. So in this way, the open transaction is settled for your vendor. So the same details can be seen in your expense management also. So go to your expense management. Okay, before that, once the payment is done, to reflect those payments in expense management, this is a small task. So if you can see your periodic task, go to periodic task, update expense payment information. So just click on that. This is once the payment is done, you can do a batch job. Click on OK. So all the payment details will be updated now. So operation complete. Now if you go to your expense management and see your expense report, process for client. So you can see here, this is your invoice number, this is your payment voucher, this is the payment date. So when the report was submitted, when was the payment made, what is your payment voucher number, what is your invoice number. So as a manager, you can review all of those here. So in terms of reports, I'll just show a few reports. So you go to all expense reports. Here you have all the expenses and you can see the approval status and those kind of details. And personal expense report, if an expense report is marked as personal, you can see that here. This can be posted only for credit card transactions. So I have not shown that here. I'll show that in different thing. Advanced expense reports in review. If it is in review, you can see that here. Or you can go to your expenses. This is each individual expenses. So here you can see not submitted, not yet. So all the reports that's in draft, or if you want to see submitted, not yet approved, that you can see here. Likewise all. So this is all your expenses. So this is the kind of reports that's available in the system. So this is how the expense management module works. I hope I have covered all the basic details. Hope this will be helpful for you guys. Thank you.